Classic is probably looking better than he has ever since returning from the military. I think he's, yeah. I mean, he 2-0'd Rainer like 2 days ago. Damn. Let's go, Flappy. Let's go as we are getting into this and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Babylon. We have the South Korean Protoss player representing Dragon Kaizi Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have his opponent. We have the other South Korean Protoss. It is Classic. Now, if we're saying that they're washed in that they're not dirty anymore, I don't know about that either. In PvP, both these players can be hyper aggressive, and that's why I love casting them in PvP. Things can get real chaotic real quick. Very rarely do we get a standard PvP standard kind of 3 base into Blink Stalker into Disruptor between these two players. Maybe once in a series, but I expect only one game to end in that way. As both players are setting up for gate expands, as this is Babylon, we have a ramp going into the natural. So in a PvP, it is typically standard to go for a more economic opener. Going for gate expands. And now we're going to be playing that dance of delay the Nexus and force some tech instead. Both players. We actually do see a faster second gas here from Classic, actually. herO delaying his own second gas by a little bit. Pylons are thrown down. One base play is forced. But I imagine because of the faster gas geyser, Classic is going to be going for a Stargate once that Cybercore is done. We'll see. Meanwhile, second pylon is thrown down as well, just not allowing herO to expand. Just delaying him ever more. And once that Cybercore does finish, we'll see what Classic does go for. Got that pylon in the main. There it is. Stargate is thrown down. And oh my god. Okay. This is gonna get interesting. This is gonna get wild. This is why I love herO in PvP. He is so unpredictable. There's a reason why, like, herO, he beat MaxPax recently as well in a PvP, doing weird stuff like this. So herO is gonna go for the unnatural natural, which is very unusual, and it is a very exposed base. Oh my god, behind this he's going into a 3-gate follow-up as well, so he's going to be hyper aggressive with gateway units. His opponent, of course, is going to be prioritizing that Oracle, as Classic was unable to scout too much. He did end up losing that probe. He's scouting for some proxies. He expects that something is wrong, something is amiss, because there was no natural base, but there kind of was. The mind games are real. herO throws out a proxy pylon, but this has been scattered by Classic. He's fully aware. Pylon will be cancelled. Now, in this kind of dynamic, herO does have more production. Straight up, he's going to have 3 gates here. He can outproduce Classic. This Oracle does pose a bit of a threat, but we already have a shield battery in the main base. Like, herO, he scattered the faster gas geyser. He should be recognizing that more often than not, an Oracle is about to rock up, and he is ready for that already. I do appreciate that Classic is throwing down a Void Ray. He does scout the natural base. Oh, and he's going to be wondering what the hell's going on. But herO's not saturating it, for the most part. There we go. We have a cancel on that probe as well. No saturation. herO is pushing out. He's committing with his Stalkers. There we go. Proxy Pylon is thrown down. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws down a 4th gateway just to reinforce. Blink is on the way behind this, but Classic read this so well, starting up that Void Ray so early on. And it's going to be crucial here in the defense. Oh, but he can't lose it. Up. Ooh. Oh boy. Void Ray does survive. Classic once again checking the mineral line, confirming nothing is here. We are all in. There's that 4th gateway, so it's going to be basically 1 base, 4-gate blink, all in from herO. A bit of a weird way of going about it. And again, I'm sure this Nexus was designed to throw off Classic and to try to make sure that he doesn't start a Void Ray. But we have a Void Ray, we have a 2nd shield battery on the way, we have a sentry for force fields. Classic is so prepared. We even have a scout into the main. Classic knows about Blink. Here we go. herO's just looking for a way in. So with this sentry, he can get high ground. I mean, he's got an oracle as well. Sorry, with herO has the sentry for high ground vision. He can hallucinate a unit and blink into the main and bypass all of this. Blink is gonna finish up in 10 seconds, and herO is getting ready for the blink. Ooh, Classic isn't really ready for this. Not quite in position, and here we go. herO does dive into the main base. We do have an immortal, but the shields already gets triggered. Ooh, the void ray gets one shot. And we want the immortal as well. We blink on forward. The immortal does go down, and things are getting out of hand again. There are no shield batteries to support this. Boys are being pulled. We can afford to lose workers. And Classic does force herO out of his main. It costs a lot, though. It costs him a void ray. It costs him an immortal. Oh, and we dive on forward once again, but we have an overcharge. We have a second immortal as well, and Classic is holding. Even with the force field, the shield battery is within range. And this is going to get harder and harder for herO as time goes on. He's going for another wave of stalkers. Oh, and once we get to the double immortal counts, I don't know if herO can really break this. He's going to try. He is going to try. A couple of zealots are going to be going down. But with the help of these immortals, with no defensive, with no sentry for force fields either, herO can't really gain much ground. Oof. He's doing what he can. He's trying to snipe as many stalkers, but GG gets called, and Classic will take game number 1. GG. Again, Classic reading the situation very well. The Oracle scouting was so important as well, not just to scout the tech, but also to get confirmation that herO was not making any workers. No probes whatsoever. Oh. So a nice start to the series for Classic, but we'll see how this unfolds, because I don't think Game 1 really told us anything. It told us that herO is willing to be aggressive, but we already knew that. Like, again, we've casted plenty of herO versus Classic, and these are typically how these games go. It's one or the other player just go for hyper aggression, go for all ins. So yeah, it doesn't really tell us too much. I can't imagine we're going to be seeing that sort of gameplay out a second time this series. We'll see. As we are getting ready for game number 2. It's going to be taking place on Royal Blood. Just getting the players set up. Making sure that everyone is in this. And yeah, shout out to all the other casters as well. All the other English casters. Inu, of course, is casting in Korean. And Kano, I believe that's a French caster, if I'm not mistaken. Am I crazy? Let's go. So we are loading on in. And again, we're still pretty early on in the series. Still a best of 5. Still plenty of games ahead of us. And spawning in the top left-hand corner. In the top left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing CranKy Gaming. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have as opponent, we have the other South Korean Protoss. But this one is teamless. Currently up 1-0 in this series. It is Classic. Here we go. Now that we're on Royal Blood, There aren't going to be any gate expands, as there is no natural leading up into the... Sorry, there is no ramp leading up into the natural. If we were casting max packs or even trigger, then I would say maybe we get a gate expand, but that is not the case. That is not the reality that we live in. 2 gate openers all around. And we get to play our favorite game. What 2 units will either player go for? That is going to be the question here, as we do have quite a number of combinations. We got double Stalker, we got double Adept, we got Stalker Adept, we got Stalker Sentry. After game 1, I imagine Classic is going to go Stalker Sentry, and I'm going to say herO double Stalker? We'll see. We shall see. As gases are being taken, cyber cores are on the way, and then we can get an eye on what we want to be seeing. Again, sentry-based openers are more defensive, they're more scouting-oriented just for those hallucinations. Adept openers are hyper-aggressive, just because typically we don't get just 2 adepts, we get more than that as well, just to zoom across the map and one-shot probes. Here we go, herO goes for the double Stalker, and Classic also goes for the double Stalker. There you go. There you go. With this, you know, they can both be active on the map, they can bounce off each other as well. Depending on their control and micro, we can maybe see one player start to snowball a little bit, but shouldn't be anything too crazy. It's again a pretty standard opener all around. And both players have been doing a decent job at keeping their probes alive. herO is in the main base, and ooh, 1 Stalker will be revealed. At least 1. herO is aware of that, but it could still be a Stalker Sentry opener, so he's going to be moving out with his own Stalkers, looking to try and find some damage. He does get a probe kill. Oh, and herO is actually delaying his Nexus by quite a bit. We don't see a Nexus. Instead, we have 2 Adepts coming out to be aggressive, to try to slip into a mineral line. On top of that, we have a Stargate as well. So herO just going for his signature units, going to be going for Oracles and Adepts. He uses them to great effect against both Zerg and Terran, and even Protoss, as we can see. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on herO to deal some economic damage. Both of these units, of course, are designed to kill workers. Meanwhile, back at home, can he hold on, as Classic is going to be poking the front door here. There is a shield battery to defend, but Classic does get eyes on the delayed Nexus. He knows. As the Stalkers of Classic are bullying herO into a corner. Oh, and herO will be losing every single one of these Stalkers. Ay, ay, ay. Back at home, the Adepts try to shade on in, but no, the wall is a wall. The pylon even finishes as well. The Sentry has to be careful, but no. Classic, he attacks and he defends. Great trades all around. Oracle slips into the main base, but we have units here to focus it down. Only 2 probe kills. So far, not really worth it here for herO. To be fair, Classic is going to be forced to kill his own pylon, to be fair, so, you know, a little bit of inadvertent damage is done. And on top of that, the Oracle is still alive. We have a second Oracle as well, so even though herO hasn't done too much damage yet, he can one-shot workers, he can find even more. Let's see. Does have to respect the army of Classic. Has to be careful. I'm gonna look to rotate around, looking for another way in. There's gonna be a window where Classic is gonna have blink and herO won't, but it's not gonna be the biggest window, not the biggest of deals. So once again, oh, we do see the Oracles juke out these Stalkers a little bit. They do get into the middle line, and they get, I want to say 1 more probe. 4 probes in total, not bad. And looking at the production, oh, we're going all in. Let's go, Bobby, let's go. We've got 3 gateways back at home. We have a 4th gateway across the map. We're going for a 2 base 4 gate Blink Stalkers here from herO. Again, he can use Blink Stalkers like no other. He tried to do a similar build last game, if you recall. Oh my god, but he will lose both of these Oracles. Not a good start for herO. Ideally, you pressure with your army at the natural, and then your oracles slip into a mineral line, whether it's the main or the natural base of classic. And yeah, hero's not going to be able to pull that off. At the same time, the proxy location has been found and it will be shut down. Oh, hero forced to turn around. Classic is just shutting him down at every turn, and yeah, hero, he has to expand instead. Initially, hero wanted to go for the 2-base play, but that's just not going to be working out. He's still moving out with his army. He still has to do something here with it. But across the map, classic is ahead economically. He's ahead in army supply. Oh, he's hero's doing it again. Oh god, but he's bleeding out too many stalkers. Oh my god. GG gets called, and classic, just like that, takes game number 2. Completely shutting down the aggression of hero. Oh my god. The adepts did nothing. The oracles killed, I think, 2, maybe 3 probes. And the follow-up 2-base 4-gate all-in was shut down before it even got going. Oh god. Again, classic, he's got so much experience playing against hero. Like, they play a lot in these online tournaments, and yeah, classic just shutting him down at every turn. You know what this series is feeling like? This is feeling like classic versus dark. For those of you that were here a couple of hours ago, in the quarterfinals, sorry, the semifinals of classic versus dark, in game 3, classic was just reading every single move of dark. Dark just kept trying to go for all these tech switches and kept trying to like change his game plan, and the classic scouting was so on point. His responses were so on point as well, and that's exactly what we're seeing here against hero. And now classic is 1 game away from becoming this week's champion. Aye, aye, aye. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of altitude, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing CranKy Gaming, down 0-2 in this series, 1 game away from elimination. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have a player who has never won a KSL. This is the 12th iteration of this tournament, and we've had winners like herO, like Solar, Maru, Dark. But this player here hasn't won a single one, not yet, but he is so damn close, up 2-0 in this best of 5 grand finals. It is classic. Historically, he's been the bridesmaid, never the bride. He's got 2 second places under his belt in the KSL. Is this finally the week where he's able to bust on through and become a champion? I mean, again, he has been on fire recently. Classic has been looking better than he ever has been ever since returning from the military. He's been taking down some big names. Basically, ever since Katowice. Ever since Katowice, Classic has been looking so damn good in ESL Open Cup Asia, in Americas, in KSL, in KFC. In all these online events. And he's not looking to slow down. He's looking to keep on going. He's looking to win these events as well, not just take down big names, but do more than that. We'll see if he can. As here on altitude, herO goes for a gate expand. Gate expand set up here from herO. This is all scattered by Classic, and unfortunately, Classic was a little bit late. I should say herO was very early. He was early to throw down his Nexus. Classic was going for a standard timing on his Nexus. He's going to be delayed, and now Classic has to make a choice. He did take his gases. He's going to have to be the aggressor. He throws down the Stargate because he has to. So, as opposed to the previous games, this time herO is going to have the defender's advantage. He's going to have the economic advantage, and Classic is going to be the one looking to deal some damage, and he's going for the unnatural natural. Yo, this is game 1, but with the roles reversed. Unironically, this is game 1, but herO is Classic and Classic is herO. Oh my god, this is crazy. All right, so how do we go about this? Classic, does he start the Oracle? Because herO has his own Stargate on the way, which is a little bit scary. Classic, because he scouted it. He has confirmed that Stargate. He's, there we go, canceling the Oracle and going for a Phoenix. And herO, if he sees this, should be going into his own Phoenix, and we can be going into Phoenix battles. Phoenix Wars. Let's go. Meanwhile, the Adept does shade into the main base. 3 probes already going down. This is getting out of hand. 4 probes. This is game-ending damage. Look at how much lost mining time we have. 4 probes. And no mining for like 15 seconds. 10 seconds. It all adds up. We have that Phoenix opener here. I appreciate this from herO. He's going for a Void Ray first. This makes plenty of sense because I'm sure herO assumes that he's up against an all-in. He hasn't scouted a natural base that Classic is actually probing. Actually making use of his economy. Behind this herO, he goes Void Ray into a Phoenix, into 3 more shield batteries, or 2 shield batteries to make 3 at the natural. herO is very paranoid about an all-in. He believes that Classic is going to be coming his way. Classic kind of is. But Classic is focusing on his... Classic is ahead on... Not quite ahead, actually, but, you know, he's making workers. And he's saving all these resources for what's important, for units, for probes. Not on attack defense. Meanwhile, herO is looking to be a little bit more greedy. He's going for a forge to get into very fast upgrades. And herO is moving out across the map. He has gotten eyes on the Nexus and is trying to bypass these Phoenixes. Oh, but it looks like he will not. This Oracle will go down. Oof, just barely it's saved. Oh my god. 4 HP, 1 shot away from going down. The Oracle does survive. Impressive stuff. The Phoenixes of Classic making a beeline across the map, trying to catch this Oracle, but it looks like they will miss it. Oh, these Phoenixes are going to be very out of position. They dive into the mineral line. They're going to be able to pick off some of these probes. Pretty necessary damage, to be honest, especially after Classic lost so many workers earlier. Oracle diving in towards the main. We have a shield battery in the main. We have a shield battery at the natural as well. I say that. At the second base, at the third, it's awkward. Awkward to refer to that base. Oh god! No reaction! Up! Ooh, a massive station trap goes off in the main base. Classic a little bit distracted across the map. Ay, as we even see a recall. Another stasis. Oof. Not like this. Workers are going to be going back to mining here, but a lot of economic damage was done. herO moving out with what he has. Ooh, we're going to be trading a Phoenix for a Phoenix. Not the best trade for Classic. herO has quite a lot of momentum going his way. Doesn't have any of his upgrades yet. No blink or +1. But he is far ahead in the Stalker count. The Immortals will help. The shields are triggered. Nice moves there from herO. When Classic is up against the wall, we have a proxy gateway being set up as well. Classic does have eyes on this. He's aware of how aggressive herO wants to be. Oh, we have a second Immortal, but the first one get pounced upon. Oh, both Immortals go down immediately. The overcharge was a little bit too late to support them. It looks like despite that, Classic should be able to hold on, but those were expensive losses. Oh, with the power of these Phoenixes, with their ability to crowd control these Stalkers, it looks like... does Classic have enough? Barely does not. God, this is getting really close. The slow Warpins are definitely helping out Classic. An Immortal finally does come out as well. Oh, with the power of the Immortal, it looks like Classic getting hold. Third Immortal goes down. We barely do have a pickup as well. But herO is not stopping behind this. We have 4 gates. This is actually a 5-gate 2-base all-in. herO is looking to end the game. Classic has a third Nexus behind this. We have another Immortal joining, but every single time they show up, they just get focused down. The longer this goes on, it looks like herO has recognized that he may not be able to end the game. God, but that's a lot of Stalkers. And there we go, once again, they dive on forward, overcharge, too late. And we have enough to one-shot. The army of Classic is crumbling. herO fighting back in this series, looking to put a point on the board. It looks like herO just has too much. The bases are being broken. What is that? The 5th Immortal goes down. GG gets called, and herO takes game number 3. Fighting back and putting that point on the board. GG. Oh, we have a series. Let's go. Just messaging some people as we get into our next game. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gress Farm, we have our South Korean Protoss player putting a point on the board, fighting back in this series. Let's go. Can we go all the way? Can we bring it to the ace match? He needs to win this game and the next to be this week's champion. For CranKy Gaming, it is herO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gress Farm, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss. One game away from becoming this week's champion. It is Classic. Uno mas. One game is all he needs. Oh boy. Here we go. Again, that last game on Altitude was very chaotic. A lot of it did come down to the fact that herO was able to get his Nexus up and running first, and he just put Classic in a really awkward position. Force him to take a weird base, get into Phoenix production. Yeah, just a very unique game. But that's what I expect out of these two. Again, I mentioned it at the very start of this series. I do not expect to see, 3 base Stalker Disruptor versus Stalker Disruptor. Like, that is not what we're going to be seeing here. Hyper aggression is what we want out of these green Protosses. That's all we want. That's all we want. And we'll see what kind we get here, as once again we are getting into 2 gate openers in a game 4 in Gress Farm. No one's going for a gate expand, because this is not a safe map to do that on. We don't have a ramp. The entrance to the natural is actually absurdly large as well, so not really safe to do so. And as a result, the openers will mirror each other. And oh my god, in more ways than one. Both players have had enough. We have double Adept openers from herO and from Classic as well. But herO doubles down. And is this scouted? Classic, no. He is looking to delay the Nexus. He does wait here for a moment. He realizes the probe is not coming in. And Classic is going to be able to scout the tech. He does get eyes on the Stargate. He knows that herO is going to be delaying his base just to be more aggressive. Adept also revealed. And Classic responds with a Robo. Interesting choice. So the Robo is very defensive. Like Robo, especially if you think you're being like 1 or 2 base all in, Immortals help so well defensively. Especially when we get like more than 1. If we get up to 2 to 3. It's so difficult to break a defensive Protoss player. We saw Classic struggling in the last game, but a lot of that is just because he was defending on the low ground. Like, he was just in a really awkward position. Oh, as the Adepts do shade in, and herO's already going to be losing a couple of probes. 2 probes go down. And the Adepts are forced back home. Meanwhile, Classic does scout all of this. He's aware of the SB, ready to wall off. As herO's doubling down, he's going up to 6 Adepts. Oh my god. Now, the dangerous thing about 6 Adepts is that a pylon is not enough. A shield battery is not enough. 6 Adepts have the DPS to out. Oh my god, as we get a full wall. We don't even care. I was about to say that 6 Adepts do have high enough DPS to power through a building pylon or a building shield battery. They came into the shade, the wall is the wall, and they are forced to recall. Again, a good response here out of Classic, recognizing the danger that he was in, and Classic is committing into his own one-base play. We have a robot for a War Prism, and we have 3 gates. Oh boy, but Classic is getting caught out! Oh god. The force fields are a little bit too good, and even though we do snipe those sentries, Classic is going to be losing 2 of his stalkers. Now we commit to the shade, but Classic doesn't care. He has nothing to defend back at home. He doesn't have a natural. He is all in. He has 3 gates as opposed to the 2 of herO. herO did actually cancel his Stargate. He went for a Robo instead. The Immortal is going to be so important here to try to hold on, but I don't know if he really can. Stalkers, they fight so well against Adepts. And Classic doesn't care about them. He goes into the main. We have an Immortal, but it's on its own. There's no shield battery. Oh, there is, but it's too far away. The Immortal goes down, and just like that, Classic has done it. GG gets called. Classic will be this week's KSL champion. GG for the very first time. herO, he's won plenty of these KSLs, but Classic, this is his very first Korean StarCraft League win. GG, well played. Oh, GG. Again, herO just mixing up his tech because his Stargate got scattered. He was going into a Robo, which meant his tech in general was delayed. Oh. Behind it, he was going into his own Nexus as well, but it took him a long time to scout and realize what Classic was up to. If you remember, the first 2 Adepts from herO stayed at home. They stayed at home to defend against the Adepts of Classic, so it was just more time where herO was just in the dark as to what Classic was doing. He never got into the main base. He was never able to scout the 3rd gateway or the Robo either. Oh, GG. GG, well played. And yeah, with that does conclude our tournament. That concludes our first broadcast of the day. Oh, let's go, Papi. Let's go. I mentioned it before, but this was our very first PvP finals as well. Something very rare to the KSL. Not rare to ESL Open Cup Asia, but to at least KSL. So it was the first of, I imagine, many. GG, well played to Classic. Again, well deserved as well. He has been on fire recently. He's been taking down so many big names, and even takes a championship for himself as well. Well deserved, well deserved. I talk about this all the time, but I hope that Classic does find a home. I hope that he finds a team. It is really frustrating to me to see Classic do so well and to not be supported by a team. I know that, to be fair, like, there aren't that many teams out there. I know World Team League is already underway and a lot of the rosters are already cemented, but I do think that Classic is well worth the pickup, and yeah, hopefully he does get he does find himself on a team soon TM. Regardless of who it is, whether it's, I don't know, Psystorm or Starlight Twinkle or some of the other teams. I hope Classic does find a nice home. Ooh, as he does still venture out there looking for a team. Where is it? Oh yeah, GG, well played. I hope everyone in the chat did enjoy themselves as well. I think he might be in the doghouse because of what happened in the WTL qualifiers. I know that because of that he was removed from Mystery Gaming. Like, Classic did underperform in the qualifiers, but that was the qualifiers. Like, I mean, that was what, months ago at this point. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what does happen with Classic. But regardless, GG, well played. I hope you all enjoyed the event itself. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. And if you want some more CranKy Ducklings, We got you covered. In 5 minutes, we're going to be live once again with a different tournament, the Rice Cup. Rice Cup, what is that? It is a tournament for diamond players. So it's an amateur tournament, a little bit less serious, a little bit more laid back. We're not going to be as critical about the players when we cast them. We're going to, of course, give them the benefit of the doubt, considering that they are a little bit lower ranked. We're going to be having some fun with it as well. So we are going to be live in 5 minutes with the Rice Cup. So if you're interested in some more StarCraft, amateur StarCraft, not pro StarCraft, more amateur StarCraft, then stick around because we'll be live. But if you want some more serious StarCraft, in 6 hours, we're going to be live with World Team League. It was just mentioned in the chat. Please link. Un momento, papi, un momento. I'll try and find it for you. The year of classic. Let's go, papi. Let's go. Cether, when are you signing up for GPO? What's going on, papi? What's going on? But the link to the tweet is there in the chat if you're interested in signing up. If you're a diamond player, and if you want to take part in the Rice Cup, then they got you covered. We got you covered. But yeah, in 6 hours, in 5.5 hours actually, we're going to be live with WTL World Team League. We're going to be live with what are the matchups? I actually haven't placed my predictions yet. The matchups for WTL is going to be Invictus Gaming up against Abydos and Starlight Twinkle going up against Psystorm Gaming. Oh boy. So quite some heavy hitters are going to be facing off tonight. So I'm going to be casting alongside herO and most likely Asher as well. So if you're interested in some pro StarCraft, 5.5 hours, we got you covered. Otherwise, 5 minutes and I'll be live with something else entirely. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed yourself. If you want to support myself, I'm Light_VIP. See my name there, Light VIP. I am live throughout the week on my own personal channel with some StarCraft, with some Diablo 2. I don't cast on my personal channel. I just stream some ladder and some StarCraft. So if you're interested, you can follow me there. Otherwise, if you're only interested in the CranKy Ducklings, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, we are all over the place. All things CranKy Ducklings. We even have a Discord server if you want to interact with us outside of the stream. We have that YouTube channel as well if you want to watch some VODs. Otherwise, if you want to support this tournament, !KSL in the chat to get a link to the Patreon. This tournament is supported and funded by the community for the community as well. $3,000 already pledged here a month to this event. And you can help boost it up even further if you want. You can support this tournament and you can get some replay packs. You can get some support. You can feel good about yourself knowing that you're a part of StarCraft history, that you're a part of helping maintain grassroots StarCraft. So !KSL if you're interested in that. If you want to support it. By no means are you obligated to. You don't have to. Just watching and following is all we ask. But you know, the Patreon is there if you're interested. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate it. The stream is going to be going down for a couple of minutes because I do have to turn on a delay. We actually don't have a delay for KSL. The organizers have given us permission for that. But for the Rice Cup, we will have a 2-minute delay. So I will have to turn that on. And then we'll be back with some more StarCraft. It doesn't stop, Papi. It doesn't stop. It never stops. We'll see you guys soon.